Hey y'all, what's up? Do not, you know what's crazy? I always come on here and say, don't mind this, don't mind that. I'm finna say it again. Do not mind my hair. This hair is just for right now. It's hot. It was good, but then when it got hot, it just frees the hell up because it's hot. Okay, I will be back in my braids real soon. This is just something I had to throw on when I went to go run some errands and I went to work. That was it. Yeah, this is gonna change, I promise. But y'all not here for how the hell I look, okay? Y'all here for the story time. So we finna get into it, okay? So everybody get your water, everybody get your snacks, everybody get your tree, everybody get whatever the hell you need. Now let's get into it. This story took place when I was a little girl. I was in elementary school, and it was about how this one girl tried to come to the school and she tried to run shit and got her ass beat. So let's get into it. So I think I was in from like kindergarten, from preschool, kindergarten, second and third grade. I had went to a Catholic school, a private school. So things was a little bit different at that school. And then they ended up like shutting down because they didn't have the funding or whatever, and that was sucked. So they came back a few years later, but by that time, I think I was out of high school by the time the school came back. But they shut down, so we had to go to a different school. So I ended up having to transfer to public school because that was the nearest school in the district area or whatever. So I went and transferred. Now I'm in public school, right? So everything is a little different to me. Like, it's a little bit more faster. Now, don't get me wrong, the kids are still gonna be kids. You still got mean kids. Even in the Catholic and the private schools, there are still mean children there. And it was just like more fast paced though. It was just like a little bit more fast paced. And so when I transferred, I didn't know nobody. I didn't have no friends. I didn't have nothing. So I was to myself and I was quiet. And then I want to say maybe like my when I was in third grade, it just went by. It was like I said, I was a loner. I didn't know nobody and whatever. But I want to say it was the beginning of fourth grade year, and they had us in the gym in the morning. So we'll go and we'll sit in the gym while we will line up with our class, and we'll sit in the row with our class or whatever. It'll be like 2 rows for each class, and we'll just wait until our teacher come pick us up and come get us. So I'm sitting in the row, minding my business, and then it's this girl that's sitting in the next row next to me. And we're going to give her a name. What can I name her? Hold on, y'all. I got to think of a name. So we're going to call her Strawberry. It was sitting there. And I don't know how we got to talking, y'all. I really don't. But, like, I think she was new to the school, too. I think she came in third grade. And it was like really the same thing. Because, you have more than one third grade class. You might have 2 third grade class. So she wasn't in math, so she had to be in the other one. But now, like I said, we're going into 4th grade now. So we're sitting there, and then she was just like, hey, and I'm like, hi. And then I think she was like, oh, I like your book bag. And I was like, I like your jacket. And she was like, oh, thank you. So I'm like, how long you been going here? And same thing, just small talk. So then we just end up clicking. Like, it was so cool. Like, we just end up clicking, right? So we are just like, okay, well, we're in 4th grade now. We're in the same line, so we must be in the same class. So she was like, oh, I hope we can sit together and stuff like that. And because it's nice that I finally got a friend. So I'm like, girl, yeah, me too. I feel the same way. So, I don't know. We get to class or whatever. I don't know if we was sitting at the same thing. Because you know how they used to group us together, back in our day. I don't know how they do it in school now, but they used to group us like in 4. You have 4 people, and that's a group. And then at each table will be 4 kids. So we had our desks or whatever, and we know we was in the same classroom. I can't remember we was sitting together, but I know we was in the same classroom, y'all. So we get to where we just, like hanging out or whatever. So we get to like the end of the day, and she's just like, so where do you live? Or you live in an area in the neighborhood? And I'm like, yeah, I literally live the next block over from the school. And she was like, oh wow. She was like, I live like 4 blocks from the school. So I'm like, oh okay, so maybe we could hang out and stuff like that. Woo-woo. So I had to switch it up, y'all. It's too hot. It's too hot. It's too hot. I had to take the hair off. So anyway, so um so we like, exchange numbers or whatever, because back in the day we had house phones. So we, talk to each other on the house phone, woo, all that. So I want to say, like, we went, we like was friends, like me and Strawberry Shortcake, like we was friends, like this, you know what I'm saying? And it was just like, dang, I got someone that's close by, and we'll go to each other's houses and stuff like that. We'll tell a separate story because I got another story time with Strawberry, so we'll leave that there. So now I think we get into like the later, like maybe like this is like, because she left the school when we was gonna go to 8th grade. She didn't graduate with us out of 8th grade, so she was only there from 3rd to 7th. So this gotta be between like maybe 6th, 5th to 7th grade. And we end up clicking with these other 2 girls. Now we're gonna call them Blueberry and Raspberry. So we got Strawberry Shortcake, Raspberry, and Blueberry. Now, the reason why I'm naming them like that is because you see how they all got berry at the end. All their names, their real names, rhyme with each other. Well, not rhyme, but they basically have the same ending of their name. And so I don't want to give nobody's, like, we give everybody fake names here because I do not want to put, these are my stories coming from me, and y'all know how story times go. We cannot say the person's real name because it's not their story. We're just speaking on, behalf of what we went through, and they happen to be there. We don't want to get sued by that person, or they be like, oh, you're defamation of character type shit, like nothing like that. So we're not gonna give out. Them people are weird on the internet too. They might try to go find these people and start some old drama. People love drama. I hate that this world's so negative like that. Like, they like negativity and drama. I don't like that. I just grow up. But anyway, we gonna give them. That's why we give people fake names. So these people that I'm talking about, these girls, they names all rhyme with each other. I was the only oddball, so I had to get a nickname that matched them. It was so crazy. But and Raspberry and Blueberry, they was cool, you know what I'm saying? Like, we all was cool. We was all like friends. Like, we would just all hang out in the group. We'll go to lunch together. We'll be in the morning and all that. We'll see each other. Like, it was like real cool. Like, it was like we was a little clique. Like, it was a little clique. Like, we all like dressed the same because back in my time, like, y'all remember when we used to have like the colorful like polo shirts, and then we'll put like the spaghetti strap tank tops over that, and then we'll have the matching belt, that the same color to match the button up, the underneath the polo, and then we'll have our jeans on. Like, we used to come to school and we all used to do like different colors, like, or we'll do the same color. Like, it was so dope, because I think like And all the schools I went to, I think like the lower grades will have to wear uniform, but once you go to the higher grades, you can wear clothes. Because we did wear uniforms, but I think like when you got to 8th grade and 7th grade, you didn't have to wear uniform. Or maybe it was just like the days where we can come out of uniform. Because they'll have days where we can come out of uniform, or especially like on the last day of school. Them last day of schools used to be busted, and everybody wear their white shirt, and we write our names on the shirt and a little message, or we write the date or whatever. It was the last day of school, and we ain't doing nothing, just walking around playing. Oh my God. I keep trying to say this generation of children and teenagers don't have shit on my generation. Like, we had a ball. And then it's like everybody left school and graduated, and they either became thoughts, or they was in jail, they was gang banging and they died or got killed. It was just like, oh my God. As we got older, shit got sadder. But while we was kids, we was having a ball in the neighborhood. We was having a ball. We had a ball. So, we all was like just a little clique, you know. It was honeybee, strawberry, blueberry, raspberry. It was like we was just a little clique, right? So I want to say now, it was fights and stuff going on in the school and stuff like that, but I wasn't a fighter. And then like I got bullied. I did, y'all. I got bullied. I want to say my 4th grade year and my 5th grade year. I don't know why I was a target, but I was a target where I got bullied. Like, I had my clique and stuff, but really, like, when I like, it was like the boys that would bully me. I really didn't have no problem with the girls. That was the crazy thing about it. And it's just like, I don't understand why you bullying me. Like, and then one day I just got tired of that shit, and I'm just like, I'm gonna pop off. And I did, and I started popping off and fighting. And not only that, like, my girls, like, they'll be fighters too. Like, it's times that we all got suspended. Like, it was just this one time we all had a big fight. It was so crazy. Like, you know, if one girl fighting, my girl fighting, we gonna jump in. Now we jump in, and people get like, that's how it was, like, growing up or whatever. So, like, we was known to be the little you know, the little rascals, you know, the little hotheads, the little girls that think they cute, love fight and stuff. And then you had the other girls that knew they was cute and they wasn't gonna fight, but they was gonna talk ish. They was gonna talk hella ish, but they wasn't gonna fight because they was too cute. You had them girls too, and then you had the gross sisters type females that they just big, black, and ugly, and they just want to start some mess and fucking, yeah. And then after that, you know, you have the boys, and the boys have their clique, and they like to mess with the girls too. It was crazy. So, like, it would just be all of us just together or whatever in a little clique. So one day, right, in the middle of the school year at that, I don't know, because most people, like, when you go, well, when I'm from, you know, when you go to the next grade, that's when the people that is going to transfer in is coming in, and you'll see the new students. Or you'll have, like, at the end of the school year, the people that's leaving the school will, like, transfer out, and you won't see them. Or you will have some new people maybe come in and transfer in, either at the beginning or the end of the school year. But for some reason, you know, it's some kids that do come in the middle of the school year, but it wasn't common like if they would come in the beginning or the end. So she came in, like, the middle of the school year, right? Let me tell you about this bitch. Now look, look, listen. Let me tell you something. I don't like, y'all heard me say this before. I don't like talking about people and, like, downing people and stuff like that. I don't. But this bitch had it coming, and I'm just gonna say, like, the bitch thought she thought she was pretty. She thought she was Beyonce. She thought she was that girl. She thought she was Megan Good. She thought she was, and the girl, I swear to God, the girl looked like a fucking dinosaur. I'm kid you not. She looked like a fucking dinosaur. And I'm just like, girl. And then, like, when everybody used to wear like the micros and the kinky twist, she'll wear so now you look like a dinosaur with a mop on your head. Like, it wasn't given. But she thought she was cute, y'all. She thought she was cute. We gonna give her the name. What can we name her? So we gonna name her Mojo. So Mojo, she coming to school, they like, oh, we have a new student, her name is Mojo. Mojo, tell us what school you come from, and are you from, Chicago, or did you come from out of state? So, she said what all that bullshit, all that, whatever. So they like, okay, well, you'll meet the class, you get along, hopefully you make some friends here. You know how teachers, make it sound. So then she sat down or whatever. So then it was like the time where we had like free time. So, like, we ain't doing too much nothing, like, with our free time. Like, either you can play games, you can catch up on your homework, you can just talk, do stuff. It's in the classroom, but it's free time. So, we having free time, whatever. So, I think she was sitting at the same table with Blueberry. So, her and Blueberry kind of got to talking, within. And so then she was like, yeah, I'm going to introduce you to my girls. And so then when we had free time, so we were sitting at the table. So she was like, hey, y'all. So y'all know Mojo is here. And we was talking, throughout the day. So I wanted her to come meet y'all, I wanted her to be part of the thing. So she said hi, we said hi, whatever. But I just noticed that she just kept looking at me. And it's like, bitch, what are you looking at? You see me, I see you. Okay. And so then she was just like, so this is strawberry, and then this is raspberry, and this is honeybee. And so then she was like, wait a minute, and your name is Blueberry? And she like, yeah. So she like, oh wow, y'all names rhyme. That is so cool. And so then she was like, well, I'm the only oddball because my name is Mojo. Like, that's crazy. And so Strawberry was like, no, honeybee name don't sound like us. That's honeybee. And so then she was like, oh, and rolled her ass. So then she sat down. She was like, I'm gonna sit down. What y'all doing? What y'all talking about? So we were just like, oh, we talking about this, that, whatever. So then she was like, oh, cool, So meanwhile, she having conversations with everybody but me, really. Like, it wasn't really no conversation there. So I'm just like, bitch, do we got a problem? And I'm just like, you know what? Cause back then, the old honeybee, I was very short-tempered, honey. I was very short-tempered. But she humbled me in a way, because it's just like, she would like look at me like sad and look at me, and then she'll do this little, and then she'll just go back into the conversation. But she did it so slick where, like, wouldn't nobody catch on except for the person who she's doing that to. Like, she will make it seem like she's engaging and looking at everybody, but she'll look at you a little too long and laugh and giggle and roll her ass. Like, I'll giggle, bitch, what is it? I want to know the joke too. So I'm just like, all right, whatever. I ain't gonna let that shit. So we all talking, we all mingling or whatever. So now I do want to say this about the girls. I really don't know too much about Strawberry, cause but at the same time, she could have been out there too. But like outside of school, like it was like I wasn't able to go outside and hang around with the neighborhood kids. And at least like at around like when they was doing it. You know what I'm saying? If I'm outside and it's late and it's after like 8 p.m., I'm with an adult. I'm out with either my daddy, or I'm out with my mom, or I'm out with my older brother, or I'm out with my mom and my brother. Like, it's like them the only times. But like far as me being like a youngin' before like high school, I was not able to branch out and go outside like that. So that's why by the time I got to high school, and I was telling y'all like the shit with like Taraji and Lily, and I like kind of understood where Taraji was coming from, because it's like I went through that. But now the difference is I'm a little bit older now. Like I'm like, by the time I met Taraji, we, like I said, we are high school. We like 14, 15, 16, 17. You can only keep a child locked down for so long. You got to give them some, they going to go outside. So, but now I'm talking about 4th, 5th grade. Like, how old are we? We like, what, 9, 10, 11? Hell no. I'm not outside. And now that I'm looking back on it and realizing, like, wait a minute, okay. Well, let me see. You're right, because you like 10, 11, 12, 13. Right. So you like 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, right? So depending on your birthday and all that shit, I know, I'm just giving a general thing. So like, yeah, like I'm not finna, as me being a mom now, I'm not finna let my fucking 12-year-old hang out with all these neighborhood kids and running around at night. And you know, back then as a kid looking at it, because they would come back to school. That's another reason why I say I felt where Tarazi was coming from, because I went through this. So it's like, when they come back to school, they're talking about like, y'all, did y'all have fun last night? Like, yeah, we was outside and we was like running around and woo woo. Because Raspberry and Blueberry, I think they lived on the same block. And then Mojo, when she moved on the next block. And then you had like, that was them. And then you had me and Strawberry was like on the other side of, like, I don't want to say town because we in the same district, but they like, we're closer and then they're closer, and then it's a gap in between us, if that makes sense. So you got, they all stay close on one end of the city, not the city, the district, and then we live on the other side closer to the school district. That's how it was. So especially now I'm trying to be outside, but I'm not finna be outside all the way halfway across the district. And my mama ain't going for that. No, she not. My mama's not going for that. I better be going to my auntie house that's 3 blocks over, or I can go to my friend. I was able to go to Strawberry house because she closed. But now you're talking about going 3-4 blocks over from Strawberry block. No, my mama ain't having that. She ain't having that. So, and then like low key, that's how like Strawberry was. Like her mama would let her go outside, but her mama wouldn't let her go outside like that. And like, but there it was like, I think 1 or 2 nights where her mom did let her go out with them, or they came over there to the area and they came to come pick her up. So it was Mojo and Blueberry and Raspberry. They hung out together first. And then they came back to school and was like, oh yeah, we did this, we had that, we had fun, woo woo. Next time, y'all should come. Y'all need to come out with us. Okay. A week after that, Mojo, Blueberry, and Raspberry was all out, and then they went to Strawberry house to go get her. Did they come get me? No, they did not. They did not. And so then, now we get back to school, and they all talking about how they went out. So I'm like, oh, Strawberry, now, bitch, you went out with them too? Really? And I'm just like, why ain't nobody come get me? So I'm talking, because I'm the closest to Strawberry. So I'm asking her, I'm just like, so y'all went out. This is, I think, like, maybe, like, this is before they got to school. But this is a time where I was able to get Strawberry by herself. Because, like I said, we a clique. We used to always hang out, like, in the school, like, all of us. So I'm like, you went out with them? And she was like, yeah. My mama ain't let me go tonight. They actually came over to my house and came to come get me. I didn't go over there or meet them or nothing like that. They just came, and then, like, we basically stayed on my block. I mean, we did, like, walk to the store and stuff like that. And then we had went to the next block to go see such and such and them. So I'm just like, okay. I'm just like, why y'all ain't call me or come get me? She was like, girl, we was gonna come get you, And because I did say, yeah, let's go over there and see what Honeybee is doing. But then Mojo expressed that, no, she didn't want to hang out with you. And I'm just like, why she don't want to hang out with me? So then she was just like, I don't really know why. I really think Strawberry do know the reason why. And she just didn't want to tell me to hurt my feelings. But I'm just like, damn. So she was just like, yeah, I don't really know why, but they're like, I had said we should walk over and go get Honeybee and see if she could come outside with us and we all be outside. But Mojo was just like, no, girl, it's just gonna be us today. Where do she go live at anyway? And I'm like, oh, she's only a few blocks down that way. She stay on B Street. And so then they were just like, oh no, that's too far of a walk. And then we already gotta walk back home. And then we just was outside. And in my head, I'm like, okay, I could have walked to y'all. My father had no problem with walking me to the block and then letting me walk from the corner to your house. I done did it before. My brother can drop me off. He has a car. He has a vehicle, so I could have came over there. I didn't say that to her, but it's just like, damn, really? So I'm just like, okay, well, I see y'all have fun. Next time y'all go out, I want to go out too. Like, come get me, call me, or whatever. She like, girl, bet. Yeah, we gonna come get you. We gonna come get you. And so then I'm just like, okay. So it gets to the point where now that she said that she didn't want to come get me because she don't like me, or like she didn't want to hang out with me, it's just like, bitch, how you gonna try to come in my clique with my girls and try to fucking kick me out? Like, who the fuck are you? So I want to say some time passed or whatever. They didn't go out for this amount of time. It was just going to school now. Now, I want to say it was this one girl, right? And we can call her Sweetheart. Because she really was a sweetheart, y'all. And motherfuckers used to bully her too. But it was more of a tease bullying than we gonna fight, or we gonna jump, or we gonna, trip you or something like that. It was more of a, they would tease her type stuff. And, she would always want to hang out with us in our clique, and then they would just be like, no, we're not going to hang out with you. No. But I would talk to the girl. I've never been like that. I would talk to her, but I wouldn't talk to her while they was around. I wouldn't. But, and so she knew what it was. And so then it was just like, it was crazy. So, like, we used to come up with, like, dances to, like, the latest songs that used to come out back then. So we all have a part in this and that. We trying to dance or whatever. So this time, she wanted to be, Sweetheart wanted to be a part of it. And we was like, no. But then here come Mojo. And Mojo was like, yeah, why don't y'all add her? And then add me too. Like, we can all do it. So now all of a sudden they want to be cool with the situation. Be like, yeah. Because they was going to let Mojo dance with us anyway. But y'all was going to say no to Sweetheart until she said something. So I'm like, okay. So then she come in and like we do our little dance number, whatever. So we got our dance. And it's crazy. Like, we didn't make up these dances just to perform them. We made them up just to dance. So I'm just like, okay. So then after we like made our little dance for that particular song, they didn't want nothing to do with Sweetheart after that. They was like, all right, no, we ain't rocking with you, Sweetheart. You go on about your business. So then I'm just like, okay, that was fucking weird. And so then, because Sweetheart thought she was going to hang out with us after that. But they was just like, no, it's not going to happen. So then, now it gets to the point where they do go out again or whatever, but I didn't know. So Sweetheart was the one to tell me. So Sweetheart come to me one day and she was like, why wasn't you with your girls yesterday? Was you busy or woo? Because they was outside. So I'm like, all of them? So she was like, yeah. So I'm like, oh, no, yeah, I couldn't make it. I couldn't go out there. And so then she was like, oh, I was wondering where you was at. And I'm like, well, was you hanging out with them? And she was like, they stopped to talk to me for a while. But no, I didn't hang out with them. And so then I did ask where you was. And then Mojo, she was just like, girl, we do not hang out with her outside of school. She's a loser. She's a lame. And I'm just like, oh, okay. And so then she was like, yeah, I do not like her. I don't like her. I'm tired of acting. And I've been at school for 2 months, and I'm tired of acting like I like her, and I just don't like her. So they like, why you don't like her? And I don't know. Like I said, on my side, I don't know why she didn't like me. She just didn't like me. So what's the reason? What was the reason? And
the reason? What was the reason? I just explained the reason. What was the reason, bitch?
If they know the reason, they know the reason. Like, I don't give a fuck right now at my grown age. But back then, it was like, yeah, what was the reason? So, I'm like, oh, okay. She was like, yeah, so I don't know what that was about. And I'm like, well, if she don't like me, I don't like that bitch neither. You got a problem with me. You got smoke for me out of nowhere. It's like, what the hell is, like, what? Do she not know who I am? She must not know who I am. But it's cool. So, I was just like, yeah, well, I couldn't make it out with them. And yeah, that's just what it was. But yeah, so she was like, okay, girl. She was like, well, if you know, I'm still your homegirl. So if you're not going to be with the clique no more, you know, you can, we could be friends or whatever. And I said, hold on, girl, what you talking about? What tea do you know? Because they say they not finna kick it with me no more. Because from what I know, we still gonna kick it. What are you talking about? And so then she was like, oh, no, girl, I'm just saying, like, you know, if it goes to where y'all friendship die out, we still cool. I'm not finna be cool with them. Like, no. And so then I was just like, oh, whatever, girl. So then it got to the point where Mojo, like, it got to where she just didn't like me, and it got to the point where she tried to bully me. And when I mean that, like, she'll try to like brush past me and bump me, and like when we line up and doing stuff like that, and I'm just study letting it go, y'all. I'm letting it go. I'm not letting it bother me. I'm just letting it go. I'm just like, no. So then she like studied just like doing little antagonizing stuff. Like, she just would stare at me, like, give me a look like try something, or give me a look like if you're like I want to fight. And it's just like, that's not me. I'm not a fighter. I'm not like that. But if I have to defend myself, I will defend myself. Don't get me wrong. I'm not just gonna let you just attack me. I'm gonna hit you back. But I'm not never been that bully type girl. So she really tried to like bully me. So then, like, she wouldn't, like, they'll write notes and stuff, because this was back when we used to write notes. We ain't have phones like that to text each other, so we had to write notes. They passing notes to each other, giggling, sneaking, and she knew that me and Strawberry was like really close, so she wouldn't do that shit with Strawberry like that, but she would definitely do that shit with Raspberry and Blueberry. She'll play that shit with them, and they'll do that little snickering. So I'm like, y'all two wasn't really my friends from the begin with. So it was just like, really, Strawberry is my friend, but it's like Strawberry is like, we was popular, so it's like she couldn't let the like Christina Milian said in that movie, when you are popular, it's work to get in and work to stay in. So it was like, she ain't finna lose her popularity. It was just not like that. Like, that's how it was back then. So it was just like, and I'm not, how you think I'm not gonna get bullied out of my popularity? Like, that's not, I worked hard to get here. I feel that. Okay, so then I'm just like, okay, I'm not finna. So it got to the point we was like really bickering. Like, we was really like I would tell Strawberry, like, I'm trying to be nice, but I'm gonna end up popping off on her. And she was just like, girl, don't do that. Don't even worry about her. Woo woo. And so then she would tell Blueberry and Raspberry how I felt, and they would go back and tell her. So it was just like, what the hell? So now she know how it is. So one night I was out. I think I was out with my neighbor. I want to say I was out with my neighbor, and they had just opened this new jerk chicken spot. So she had took me down there, so I was able to go with her because she was older. So my mom didn't mind me going down there with her. So we went down there, and we had got us some jerk chicken from the new jerk chicken spot. So then we walking back, and I saw Mojo. She was standing like on the side of a building with somebody or whatever. And so then she literally was like, I walked past her, I looked at her and kept it moving. And she looked and she was just like, hey. And I'm like, hey. And so then she was like, you coming to school tomorrow? And I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna be in school. She was like, okay, well, I'll see you at school. And I was like, okay. And so then so then that was that night. So then the next day, right, so we sitting in like the lunchroom in the morning time to get breakfast now. Because remember I said back when we was in like third grade, because like I said, now we're in like 6th, 7th grade. So back when we was in third grade, we'll have to meet in the gym. But once you go to like, when you get to like them last 3 high grades, like 5th, 6th, and 7th, now you meet in the lunchroom in the morning. So we in the lunchroom in the morning or whatever. And now here comes Strawberry. Strawberry was like, girl, so what happened last night? So you just went home and like didn't do nothing, didn't say nothing to her? And I'm like, what you talking about? And she was like, Mojo said she saw you last night. She wanted to beat your ass, but she didn't know if it was your mom or your older sister you was walking with. You was scared. That's not how that went. I said, oh really? I said, no. I walked past her. She said, hey. I said, hey. She asked, was I going to be in school tomorrow? I said, yeah. She said, okay, see you tomorrow. And that was it. And so then she was like, right, because she was like, okay, so she was like, she had called us on 3-way, and we was all on the phone with each other. And she was like, yeah, y'all would never guess who I just saw. And so then we was like, who? And so she was like, I saw Honeybee. And I guess she can come outside. I thought that she couldn't come outside, but I guess she can come outside, because I guess it got back to her, because there was like times where like I would tell like Strawberry, like, I can't go out there like that. I can't be outside like that. So I know they had told Mojo that. So now she just like, yeah, I guess she can come outside, but she can't come outside with us. So now they feel some type of way, like, what? And they were like, yeah, she was outside with either her sister, or I don't know who that girl was, some other girl, or her mom, or whatever. Now I can understand, but if it was her mom, but I don't think that girl was her mom. She looked more like her sister, so she could go out. But so I had said something. I had said like, oh, you can't come out with us, but you can be outside with other people. And she tried to get smart at the mouth, and my brother had to hold me back, because I was finna fight her. So that's what Strawberry is telling me that Mojo said. So I'm like, girl, that is a total lie. That is a total lie. That's not how that happened. But y'all believe what y'all want to believe. So then they come in together, the 3 stooges, and then they come sit down. So Raspberry and Blueberry is snickling and giggling. Then they're singing, like they used to come up with like little bops and stuff, or like little remixes to songs that already had came out, but they saying their own words and stuff like that. So this is one song that them 3 made, and I think that they was referring that to me, but I'm just like, oh, y'all trying to be funny. And so then I don't remember what the tune was, but I just wanted to throw that in there, because I'm just like, okay, duty noted. YouTube bitches are definitely fake. Strawberry, I'm holding on to you, because you low key in between right now, but you come on now. So I'm just like, but them 2 other bitches I can't be cool with no more. So it's just like, all right. So then she like, now she going like around the school. And the whole day she telling me, like, I'm going to fight her. I want to fight her. I want to fight her. I want to fight her. It's just going to be, I don't know when, but we're going to fight. So now it's like a rumor going around the school that she wants to fight me. And I'm just like, girl, you don't want these problems. I don't know why ain't nobody telling you that I got these hands. I don't know why they ain't telling you this. They must really want you to look. I don't know why. So then it gets to the point where I want to say maybe a week go by, and now it's just heated between me and her, because now I'm like, bitch, you lying. And now she like, nah, bitch, you lying. So then she like, well, if you don't like what I said, come do something about it type shit. And I got that energy like, girl, you keep poking with the bell. You keep poking with the fucking bear, you're gonna wake the bear up. Okay. So then, she had, we was going to lunch one day. And the whole day she kept fucking with me, y'all. Like, she like throwing shit at me. She kept passing notes, making people laugh, because she saying jokes about me. And so then she just doing, so we went to lunch, and she studied doing shit at lunch, but I'm just letting it go. So as we going back to our room, I stopped my teacher, and I'm like, I'm trying to be different. I'm not trying to be because like I said, I normally fight and I get in suspension. Like, I'm not trying to do that. These are the years where I need to focus, because I'm trying to get into high school. Like, I'm not trying to, all that kitty playing, fighting shit is out the door. I'm not, no. So, she like, honey, look, don't worry about her. I will talk to her when I would make it, I would not do it in front of everybody, but I would pull her to the side sometime today, and I would talk to her. And you don't have nothing to worry about. Just continue to be you. I've been seeing and hearing the stuff that's been going on with you two around here the last few weeks, and I got you. Just don't break. You've been doing good. This year I've been, things happen, like friendships die out, but you keep going. She really trying. I'm like, okay, I'm trying to, Mrs. B, but this, you better get her. So we go to class. I guess, like, okay, so we all was like in the line. They had us lined up, and we going into class, but she stopped her last from going into class. She talked to her. So then, now we go back to class and all that. Now we at free time. So now she study saying little stuff around the room, like, yeah, she talking to the teacher. She must be scared. She must be scared. Ooh, she talking to the teacher. I'm just not letting it bother me. I'm just not letting it bother me, and trying to get, stay focused. Then now everybody is at these tables, right? Now it's like 4 desks combined to make one table. A group of, it's gonna be 4 at each table. So where we get called by the group to go get our coats, our jackets, our book bags out the hanger room. So the teacher called this table, that table, and she called my table last, but she called Mojo table before mine. So Mojo and them, they go get their stuff or whatever. Then she like, all right, because she see them coming out. So then she like, now this table go. So then my table go. So now she is out at her desk putting her jacket on. And I'm coming back out with my stuff, because I'm about to put some stuff in my book bag. So now I don't remember what Lil Wayne song was popular back then. But it was a Lil Wayne song that was popular. And she's singing the song, but she's singing it to me. And y'all know how Lil Wayne rap. When he rapping, he gon' do that shit. He gon' come at a motherfucker. So she's saying the lyrics to Lil Wayne's song, but she said she looking at me, woo woo. So I said, okay, we finna fight. Oh, bitch, you not finna do that. You not finna do that. So then I'm like, indirect shit, indirected. If it's not directed, it's not respected. So it's indirect. I'm not giving a fuck. But now you directing this to me, because you looking at me saying it. I'm like, okay. I put my stuff down. She put her stuff down. We walked up to each other, and we got the rumbling and tussling and going. And let me tell you, like, I ain't gonna lie, I'm not gonna hold you. She is a good fighter. She can fight. I'm not gonna knock her, but I definitely beat her ass. I got some hands too. I do not fight, and I do not like that. I am a girl's girl. I'm a soft girl. I live the soft life. I'm not doing none of that. I'm too pretty. I had to realize at a certain age, I'm too pretty to be getting scratched up and fighting, and I'm too pretty for that. I got morals. I got goals. I can't do that. I'm not trying to be in jail with you bitches. I'm not trying to be looking messed up in the face and roughed in the face. No, not me. But we got it in that day. So we fighting, we rumbling, we fighting in the classroom. Next thing you know, we ended up outside the classroom, because I threw the bitch out the classroom. I did, because she called herself slamming me. She did. She slammed the shit out my ass. But then you know what I did? I got up real quick, right? And so then she thought it was over, because when I got up, I kind of limped like that, and so she thought it was over. No, bitch, it's not over. Why would you do that? So I walked up on her ass, and I kind of like grabbed her with her hair, her kinky twist, and I kind of push and shove the ass out there. So then now after that, she like, oh, she walking back in, but I'm walking towards her. So now we in the hallway, we fighting, we all on the ground. So then the next classroom, they come out, So when we come out in the next classroom, because I believe at this time, Strawberry wasn't in the class. She was in the class with us, but like I think, like I said, she got transferred to another classroom because it got bad, y'all. It got bad to where they had to separate us. The tension got so bad between all of us, they had to separate us. So they had Strawberry in one classroom, then they had Blueberry, and they had me, Blueberry, and Mojo in another classroom. And then, yeah. Oh, I forgot. What's the other one? Raspberry. Okay, Raspberry was in the other room with Strawberry. So Raspberry, Strawberry is in the other room. So then us three is still in this room. So, we fighting. So Nancy, you see like Strawberry come out, she like, oh my god. So she like, what the hell? So then you know how I say, when you see your girl fight, you gonna jump in and try to fight. But this is crazy because now this is in the girl group. It's not like somebody random trying to fight. This is the girl group. So they like, oh my god, we can't jump in because we all supposed to be cool, whatever. So then they just break it up. It's this one popular boy. He come out there and he like break it up or whatever, and like he got it's this other popular boy that came down the hall from another classroom and broke it up. So then we downstairs or whatever, and so Miss B, the teacher who I was telling y'all, so she like, I'm here because I'm finna speak on Honeybee behalf. She tried her best to avoid her. Mojo started this, and I don't know where it came from. I don't know why she don't like her, but I don't know what is going on, but this is that and this is that. So then they was like, all right, we see that. So they did suspend both of us, but they suspended her longer than they did me. I think I got like maybe 1-2 days, and I think she got like a whole week. So then it got to the point where like this is like now towards the end of the school year. Now Strawberry was like, dang, I want to tell y'all I'm not gonna be here for 8th grade year. We finna move. And so it's like we dealing, so it's like, dang, so now it's like you finna leave. It's the end of the school year. What the hell? Blah blah blah. So we go on about whatever. So it got to the point where like now Mojo is not really talking to Raspberry and Blueberry like that. More so Raspberry, because like I said, Blueberry and Strawberry was in a different class now. So it got to the point where now she like, well, why y'all ain't help me fight her and jump her in, because y'all was talking shit about her too. So it was like, oh really? And so then she was like, she always stressed that she was like, not Strawberry, really Strawberry, no, I understand why you didn't fight, that's been your girl, but like why y'all y'all be kikiing with me too and y'all didn't jump in. They like, but we was friends with her before you even got here, so we not finna get in the middle of that. And so then she was just like, oh, but I thought y'all wasn't fucking with her when I said that we wasn't fucking with her. They was like, no, how you gonna speak for all of us? So they kind of bumped heads there. So it got to the point where like we was like, kids think, as we kids, we think we have beef, but we don't have beef because we end up talking to each other anyway. And so it was just like, yeah, we not fucking with each other, but motherfuckers would talk and do and all that. So now it get like to like the end of the school year, and the school year is over or whatever. So now pretty much it put a soft spot in our hearts once we knew that Strawberry was gonna leave the school. So that kind of brought us back together. And then we go to like summer school, because like I said, after that I didn't talk to none of their ass but Strawberry. And then Sweetheart, remember her? Sweetheart thought we really was gonna be friends, so she was just like trying to like be cool with me and sit next to me and all that. And I'm just like, yo, I'm not friends with you either. I'm not friends with you neither. Like, girl, no. So it's just like, and I'm not finna be the girl that got kicked out the popular group and now I'm hanging with the loser and I'm a loser too. No, I'm gonna be the popular girl by myself. If anything, I'm not finna go and see what, but like, no, sweetheart, go over there. So summer school come around, we had to do summer school that year. Because remember, y'all are like, and they started switching some stuff with schools. And a handful of us had to go to summer school, not because we failed, because they was finna start that no child get left behind shit. So they really wanted everybody to start off with getting these certain amount of credits. So if you was like almost there, then you needed them extra credits, you'll just do that little month of summer school. So now we starting off fresh. Everybody is at the same level. Everybody, and then there's nobody left behind. It was like when they start doing that. So we had a handful of us had to do and go to the school, because like we had, I want to say this is like, no, okay, I'm sorry. So this is 7th grade when we had to fight, and then that's when Strawberry told us that she was gonna leave. So then that was the end of 7th grade year. Now we going into 8th grade year. Now that's when they started the No Child Get Left Behind, was my 8th grade year. So we graduated. I graduated. We graduated as normal as we did, but a handful of us had to go to summer school for like a month. It wasn't even like, because you know summer school used to be the whole summer and you only get 2 weeks in August. We didn't have to do that because we didn't fail. We would just have to do that month so everybody can catch up. When you go to high school, everybody's on the same level. So now Strawberry's gone. So now this is the summer school part where we're in summer school, and why the hell did they put me and Mojo in the same class? I said, y'all really want me? Because, like, after the fight and we did our 8th grade year, we wasn't in the same class. They made sure that we wasn't in the same class. Because the shit got too heated between me and her, and how she just came and just... Because they like, before you came, everything was cool. Now you come, now you just destructing and starting shit. Because she also started another fight between... I think Sweetheart and somebody else, because she wanted to say that Sweetheart smelled like fish because she started her cycle, and she didn't have the proper people to teach her like what you're supposed to do as a woman when you're on cycle. So it's hot and she's smelling. We smell her. She has a strong body odor. That's just how some people are. Some people have stronger body odors than others. And she was at that transition that she had to figure out. So she started shit with her, and then she gonna say, "Oh, I never said that. Such and such said that." So she started some shit with Sweetheart and somebody else. So it's like, ever since you came to this school, so they had separated her. They made sure we wasn't in the class with her. So, I mean, it had to be times where, like, it was where we was in, like, well, not me. They made sure, but it was a time where, like, because they knew Strawberry was gone, so they like, we ain't got to worry about her. We just got to keep these 3 separated. They might see each other through free time, but then after that, they all separated again. Or they might have the same, they might see each other at lunch, but that might be it. So... we graduated, whatever. Everybody decided, they know what high school they finna go to and all that. And for some reason she was finna move again, because she didn't end up going to the same high school, because I want to say me, Blueberry, and Raspberry got registered to the same high school, but Raspberry had ended up moving, so she didn't go. So it was just me and Blueberry, and me and Blueberry wasn't really cool like that no more, so we didn't really hang out in high school like that. We didn't, but we never had beef. It wasn't no beef, no nothing. We just didn't know. So it was like really yeah, that's what happened. And then Mojo went somewhere else. She went to a whole nother... She moved again. I don't know what... Because she didn't go to the high school that we went to. And she didn't go to Strawberry High School. Strawberry went to a whole different high school, too. So, we in summer school, right? And we not talking the whole summer school, but remember the little fanny packs that came, that was out? Well, fanny packs been out, but remember they started making the name brand ones, like the Baby Fat, the Gucci, the Louis Vuitton, the Coach. They had started making the name brand ones. So my neighbor, the same girl that I was with that night when the jerk chicken spot, so my neighbor was out, right? And she had bought 2, and she gave me one. So I was like, okay. So I'm rocking around, where I got my little one. I think she had got the Gucci ones. No. Was it Coach? I think it was Coach. So she had got the Coach and the Gucci, and she gave me the Coach one. She kept the Gucci. Because back then Gucci was higher than Coach, but they was still all name brands, but you get it. So so she noticed the fanny pack, and she was like, that is really cute. And I'm just like, bitch, are you talking to me? And she was like, no bullshit. I said, that is really cute. I want one. Where did you get it? So I'm like, my neighbor, the one you thought that was my sister, yeah, that was my neighbor. She had bought this for me. So she like, what are you talking about? When did I say that? I didn't say that. And I'm like, bitch, we too far gone. We done already had to fight. We already did that. You already fucked up the friend group. Bitch, what? I don't care to know if it was a lie, or you ain't finna twist no shit around and make it seem like I just pulled that out my ass. But I'm just like, don't worry about it. So then she kept trying to talk to me, y'all, the whole time we in summer school. She trying to talk to me. She trying to be my friend. I said, oh, now that you got your ass beat and you seen who I was and who I am, and I'm not scared of you, now you want to be friends. Now you like me. Now you want to hang out. She said, one day we was leaving summer school. She like, you want to hang out? No, bitch, I don't. And I didn't. And then that was pretty much like it. Like, I would like I said, I always been the type of person where I can have a conversation with you and still don't fuck with you. I can have a conversation, like we happen to be under circumstances. I'm not trying to say like I ain't like I'm a fake bitch, like I'm gonna say I don't like you but then be in your face. I ain't saying like that. I'm just saying like under circumstances, like if I like see you at a store, or if we at this like, you know, something, you know, anything, getting on the same airplane or anything like that where we might be in the same room, I'm gonna say hi, I'm gonna speak to you, I'm gonna do that, and, you know, we might spark a small conversation. But once we leave out that door and go separate ways, we're not gonna be friends. You better not ask me for my number. I don't care about knowing yours. I don't care where you live at. You better not be worried about where I stay at. No, we cannot hang up, because you're in my past for a reason. So, but I'm not that type. I would speak to you. I would say, hey, I would move gracefully. I'm not a bitter bitch. But we ain't cool. So, that's what it was with her. It was like, we'll talk in the class, you know, when we talk, we have free time. But after that, it was like, no, we ain't rocking with each other. So, after we graduated, now we in high school, like I said, she moved, and I never saw the girl again. I don't know if they still hung out with her out of, like, you know, we in high school, so now we, you know, can go out more. But I didn't hang out with them, because I do know that even though Raspberry went to a different school, her and Blueberry was like this. They was still hanging out. Like, I want to say, like, they ended up rekindling they shit. So they was like freshman, sophomore, junior year hanging out. But I don't know what happened at senior year. They stopped hanging out. I don't know. I know they start probably still like rock with each other this day, but it's like, it's not how it was back in the day. So, but they're doing good in life, I guess. I don't know about Raspberry. I really don't know. Like, I seen her on Facebook a few years ago, but it was like, it wasn't really nothing, and I don't know. And then, like, far as Raspberry, I think Raspberry's doing good. I think she got her own business, or like she's an influencer too. I'm not really sure. But she doing good. She's a mommy. So that's that. Strawberry is doing good, looking good. We don't talk like that, but we talk more than I talk to them other ones. And I still talk to Strawberry's mom. Yeah, like I still do communicate. Like, she's definitely like a associate. Mojo, I seen her. I haven't seen her on no social media. I haven't seen her at all. It's like the girl disappeared. Maybe she moved to another state. I don't know. But it's like after she came to our school, I want to say 6th grade year. So she was there for 6th, 7th, and 8th, and then we didn't see her no more. I didn't. Yeah, and then that's pretty much it. And then we went our separate ways. But yeah, it's just the time where the way I had to tell y'all where the girl just came in and just broke up the friend group. She was really Katie, while the rest of us was she was Katie from Mean Girls, and I want to say the Raspberry and Blueberry was Regina. I'm Karen, and Strawberry was the other girl. Like, for real, like, she really came in and just fucked up everything. But that was it, y'all. I had to come and drop y'all a little story time about that. And like I said, I have more story times with Strawberry, but y'all will get them as we go. But y'all have a good afternoon. I finally got a Saturday night off, so I'm finna enjoy my Saturday night off at home, y'all. And I will see y'all in the next one. Be babies, I love you.